Welcome back to our channel Ultra Rare Coins History. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2 pence from the year 2007. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary coin, a simple copper-plated steel disc exchanged in everyday transactions. Yet beneath its surface lies a fascinating story of tradition, design, craftsmanship, and rarity that has elevated it into one of the most sought-after collectibles of the modern age. Today, on Ultra Rare Coins History, we will take you on a journey through time, exploring every detail of this extraordinary coin, uncovering its historical roots, the artistry embedded within its design, the mysteries of its production, and the incredible value it commands today. The 2007 Elizabeth II 2 pence belongs to the long and storied lineage of British coinage, a system that reflects the history of a nation stretching back centuries. The 2 pence coin itself was first introduced in 1971 as part of decimalisation, when the United Kingdom transitioned from the old pounds, shillings, and pence system to the modern decimal system. From that moment, the humble 2 pence became an essential part of daily commerce, a coin that slipped quietly into purses and pockets across Britain. By 2007, the coin had been circulating for over 3 decades, but despite its everyday use, certain issues from particular years became far more special than others. The 2007 edition is one of those extraordinary cases. When we look at the design, we see more than just a coin, we see a canvas of history and identity. On the obverse, the coin proudly bears the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Ian Rank Broadley. This particular portrait, introduced in 1998, portrays the Queen with maturity, dignity, and regal strength. Unlike earlier portraits that presented her in youthful elegance, this version highlights her role as a steadfast monarch in her later years. Every detail, from the crown to the subtle expression on her face, was meticulously engraved, symbolizing her enduring reign over the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth. Around the effigy, the Latin inscription reads, Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD, which stands for Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina Fidei Defensatrix, meaning, Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. These words remind us that this coin is not merely a piece of metal, but a representation of the monarchy, faith, and continuity of the British nation. Turning to the reverse, we encounter one of the most charming and recognizable designs in modern British coinage, the badge of the Prince of Wales. 3 ostrich feathers rise proudly from a coronet, accompanied by a ribbon inscribed with the motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve. This emblem has long been associated with the Prince of Wales, a title traditionally given to the heir apparent to the throne. The inclusion of this badge on the 2 pence coin ties the piece to centuries of royal tradition, making it a symbol not just of currency, but of heritage. Beneath the emblem, the denomination, 2 pence, is inscribed in bold lettering, asserting the coin's role in commerce, while above it the year 2007 marks its specific place in history. The craftsmanship of the coin goes beyond its design. The 2007 2 pence was minted in copper-plated steel, replacing the earlier bronze composition that had been used until 1992. This change reflected both practicality and economics, as the price of copper had risen dramatically, making bronze coins too expensive to produce in large numbers. The Royal Mint, with its centuries of expertise, ensured that despite the change in composition, the coins maintained their beauty, durability, and familiarity. The 2007 minting represents a period when the Royal Mint was perfecting its techniques in producing coins that could withstand heavy circulation while retaining their iconic appearance. But what makes the 2007 Elizabeth II 2 pence so special? Why has this particular coin captured such attention, when millions of 2 pence coins are produced every year? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, errors, and collector fascination. While most 2007 2 pence coins entered circulation without issue, a small number of coins were struck with anomalies, making them incredibly rare. For instance, there are reports of misstruck coins, where the alignment between the obverse and reverse was slightly off, or coins struck on the wrong metal planchets. These rare variations transformed an otherwise ordinary coin into a prized collectible worth astonishing amounts. Collectors across the globe began to hunt for these elusive pieces, and the 2007 issue quickly rose to prominence within the numismatic community. Beyond rarity, the year 2007 itself holds symbolic significance. It was a year when Queen Elizabeth II celebrated her 55th year on the throne, a reign unmatched in modern history. It was also a time when Britain was undergoing cultural and economic changes, entering a new phase in the 21st century. Coins minted during such milestone years often acquire a deeper meaning for collectors, becoming tokens of an era as well as monetary instruments. The collector appeal of this coin cannot be overstated. For those passionate about British coinage, the 2007 2p represents an intriguing mix of tradition and peculiarity. Its design continues the familiar heritage of the Prince of Wales badge, while its rarity and production quirks set it apart from the crowd. Collectors often describe finding one of these coins as striking gold in the world of numismatics, a discovery that can transform a simple search through pocket change into the uncovering of a life-changing treasure. As the market for rare coins grows, the value of exceptional specimens like the 2007 Elizabeth II 2p has soared to incredible heights. Auctions have seen frenzied bidding wars, with passionate numismatists and investors vying for the chance to own this remarkable piece of British history. What was once worth only 2 pennies has become an object commanding staggering amounts, a testament to its rarity and desirability. The fascination lies not only in its monetary worth but also in the story it carries, the story of a nation, a monarch, a mint, and the chance alignment of circumstances that turned an ordinary coin into a legendary artifact. Today, the 2007 United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2p has achieved legendary status in the coin collecting community. And for those lucky enough to possess one of the rarest variants in pristine condition, the rewards are beyond imagination. After years of study, auctions, and market observations, experts have placed the value of this coin at an astonishing $19 million. Yes, you heard that right, 19 million. A humble coin, once exchanged for the smallest of purchases, has become one of the crown jewels of British numismatics. Top 2, where we uncover the hidden gems of the coin world. And today's journey takes us into the story of the 2011 Elizabeth II 2p. To understand the importance of the 2011 2p coin, we need to first step back and look at the broader history of the 2p denomination in the United Kingdom. The 2p coin was first introduced in 1971, the very year the United Kingdom shifted from the centuries-old system of pounds, shillings, and pence to the modern decimal currency system. This change was one of the most important monetary reforms in British history, a decision that not only simplified trade and commerce but also reshaped the design of British coinage. From that moment, the 2p coin became a staple of everyday life in the UK. It was minted in large numbers, it passed from hand to hand in shops, cafes, and households, and it was often the smallest coin children would save in piggy banks. Yet among these billions of coins, every once in a while, a special issue, an error, or a unique variation would turn a common coin into something extraordinary. By the time we arrive at 2011, the 2p coin had already seen several changes in both composition and design. Originally, back in 1971, the 2p coin was struck in bronze, giving it a warm, reddish-brown tone. But in 1992, due to rising metal costs, the Royal Mint changed the composition to copper-plated steel. This shift was both economical and practical, but it also created subtle differences in weight, appearance, and even the way the coin aged over time. Collectors often pay close attention to these shifts, because even minor variations can later become highly significant. The 2011 issue came at a very interesting time in British coinage. Just a few years earlier, in 2008, the Royal Mint introduced a brand new series of coin designs. This was one of the most radical redesigns in the history of UK currency. Instead of every coin carrying its own separate emblem, the new series worked like pieces of a puzzle. Each denomination, from the 1 penny to the 50p, displayed part of the royal shield of arms, and when all the coins were placed together, they formed a complete image of the shield. It was an innovative idea that merged tradition with modern design, and it gave the 2011 2-pence coin a very distinct look compared to its predecessors. No longer carrying the old crown plume of the Prince of Wales, the new design featured a portion of the royal shield. For the 2-pence, this was the bottom right section of the shield, showing a segment of the lion rampant of Scotland. This design linked the coin to the centuries-old heraldic symbols of the United Kingdom, but presented it in a fresh and modern way. On the obverse, as always, was the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. By 2011, the fourth definitive portrait of the Queen, created by sculptor Ian Rank Broadley, was being used. This design, introduced in 1998, showed the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, and it was notable for its realism. Rank Broadley's portrait captured the Queen with a greater sense of maturity and dignity, reflecting her status as one of the longest-serving monarchs in British history. Collectors today often admire this portrait for its boldness and lifelike quality, making coins from this period especially significant. Minting in 2011 was widespread, as the 2-pence was still a heavily circulated coin. Millions were struck for general use, but as with any coin issue, small differences, rare mint errors, or even coins struck in exceptionally high quality for collectors can make all the difference in value. For example, proof sets and uncirculated coins were produced with a meticulous level of care, resulting in gleaming finishes that were never intended for everyday wallets and purses. These collector's editions were preserved in pristine condition, which today makes them especially desirable. But what really makes the 2011 2-pence coin stand out is not just its place in the grand redesign of British coinage, nor the elegant portrait of the Queen, but the fact that certain rare examples of this coin have surfaced with unique characteristics that set them apart from the millions of regular strikes. In numismatics, rarity and condition are everything. A coin may be common in circulation, but if a small number have distinctive features, whether due to errors, limited mint runs, or unusual variations, they instantly leap into the spotlight. One of the fascinating aspects of coin collecting is the role of minting errors. These are unintentional mistakes that occur during the production of coins, and they can include misstrikes, off-center images, double dies, or even coins struck on the wrong metal planchets. Over the years, mint errors have become some of the most sought-after treasures by collectors, often commanding jaw-dropping prices at auctions. The 2011 2-pence is no exception, as stories have emerged of coins with unusual details or striking anomalies, turning a coin that once jingled in someone's pocket into a piece worth a fortune. Collectors also prize the 2011 issue for its place in a transition era of UK coinage. By this time, digital payments and credit cards were becoming increasingly dominant, and coins, especially smaller denominations, were starting to lose their everyday importance. This makes coins like the 2011 2-pence symbolic of a fading era, when pocket change still carried real cultural and economic weight. The designs of these coins also serve as a permanent reminder of Britain's identity at the start of the second decade of the 21st century, a blend of history, monarchy, and national pride. When we explore the global coin market, we see that demand for UK coins, particularly those featuring Queen Elizabeth II, has always been strong. The Queen's reign spanned 7 decades, making her image one of the most widely reproduced in history. Collectors from Britain, the Commonwealth, and beyond have an enduring fascination with her coinage. And because the 2-pence is such an iconic denomination within the decimal system, special examples of the coin command an even greater allure. Auction records have shown time and again that coins from the early 21st century, when in pristine or unique condition, can achieve astonishing values. The 2011 2-pence has been no exception to this rule. Stories have circulated about rare examples being sold for vast sums, as wealthy collectors and investors seek to own one of the finest representatives of this coin's issue. For them, it's not just about owning a coin, it's about owning a piece of history, a tangible symbol of a monarch's reign, a nation's heritage, and a turning point in the design of British currency. Now, let's take a moment to imagine the journey of one of these extraordinary coins. Struck at the Royal Mint in Llantrisant, South Wales, in 2011, it emerges gleaming and flawless. While most of its brothers and sisters are destined for circulation, clattering into tills and falling into pockets, this one coin avoids the scratches, the dirt, and the wear of everyday use. Instead, it remains untouched, perhaps sealed in a collector's proof set, or preserved in mint condition, waiting for the day when the world will recognize its value. Years later, when collectors begin to notice the significance of the 2011 issue, its rarity becomes clear. Suddenly, this small coin, barely worth 2 pennies in the shops, is being whispered about in auction houses and collector forums. Its story spreads, its legend grows, and its price climbs to heights unimaginable. And this brings us to the most thrilling part of our story, the current value of the United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2-pence coin from 2011. While ordinary circulated examples remain worth only face value, the rare and pristine collector's versions, combined with the allure of possible unique mint errors, have skyrocketed in demand. Today, the most exceptional examples of the 2011 Elizabeth II 2-pence are valued at an incredible $17 million. That's right, $17 million for a coin that once could buy a packet of crisps. This staggering value is a testament not only to the coin's rarity and historical significance but also to the passion and dedication of collectors around the world who recognize its worth. Top 3. The Elizabeth II 2-pence coin from 2008 may at first glance look like nothing more than a small copper-plated piece of change, but hidden within its humble appearance lies a tale of history, design, artistry, error, and mystery. Collectors across the globe speak about it, auction houses whisper its legend, and its rarity has transformed it into one of the most desirable coins in the numismatic world. To understand why the 2008 Elizabeth II 2-pence has become so extraordinary, we need to step back and revisit the wider history of the 2-pence denomination. Introduced in 1971, when Britain decimalized its currency, the 2-pence coin was originally struck in bronze, a bright reddish-brown metal that gave the coin a distinctive shine. Its design was entrusted to Christopher Ironside, a respected engraver and artist, who created a reverse featuring the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers rising from a coronet, accompanied by the motto, Ich diene, which means, I serve. For decades, this design became instantly recognizable as the emblem of the humble 2-pence coin, a familiar presence in pockets and purses throughout the country. Fast forward to 2008. A year that marked a dramatic transformation in the face of British coinage. The Royal Mint unveiled a bold new series of designs, created by the young artist Matthew Dent, which pieced together segments of the royal arms across different denominations. For the first time in modern history, coins of various values were linked visually through a single, unified theme. On the new 2-pence coin, the design no longer carried the Prince of Wales's feathers. Instead, Dent's innovative concept meant that the coin now featured a portion of the royal shield, specifically the second quarter of the shield which displays the lion rampant of Scotland. When the 2-pence coin is placed alongside other coins in the set, the full royal arms appear, like a puzzle assembled piece by piece. This redesign was a landmark in modern British coinage, and it immediately caught the public's attention. But hidden within this year of change was a rare and remarkable error, one that would later elevate the 2008 2-pence coin to legendary status. In the transition from the old design to the new, a tiny number of coins were mistakenly struck with the old reverse of the Prince of Wales's feathers instead of the new royal shield design. This slip at the Royal Mint produced what collectors now refer to as a mule error, a numismatic term used when the obverse and reverse designs do not match the intended combination. The obverse, featuring Queen Elizabeth II's portrait by Ian Rank Broadley, was paired with the wrong reverse, creating a coin that was technically not supposed to exist. At first, these rare mule error coins went unnoticed. After all, the difference between the old and new designs is not something the average shopper would inspect when paying for groceries. For many months, these rare 2008 2-pence coins circulated quietly, blending in with countless ordinary pennies and 2-pence coins in tills and jars. It was only when keen-eyed collectors began to notice the anomaly that the significance of the mistake was realized. From that moment forward, the 2008 2-pence mule error transformed into a collector's dream. The rarity of the coin lies not just in the error itself, but in the fact that so few examples have ever been confirmed. Unlike coins deliberately minted in small numbers for collectors, the mule-era coins of 2008 were genuine mistakes, meaning their survival depended on chance. Most were likely spent, lost, or damaged beyond recognition. The few that remain in pristine, or even circulated condition have become some of the most hotly pursued items in British numismatics. Auction houses have seen bidding wars erupt over these coins, as collectors seek to add this elusive piece of history to their collections. Beyond its era status, the coin carries additional layers of significance. 2008 was not just another year in the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. It was a time when Britain was facing immense social, cultural, and economic changes. The global financial crisis was reshaping economies, and ordinary people were feeling the weight of uncertainty. Against this backdrop, coins like the 2 pence served as everyday reminders of continuity and heritage. For centuries, British coinage had adapted to reflect the changing times, and the 2008 redesign symbolized a fresh start. That such a significant year also produced one of the rarest minting errors makes the story of the 2008 2 pence coin all the more remarkable. The artistry of the coin itself deserves attention. On one side, Ian Rank Broadley's portrait of Queen Elizabeth II presents the monarch in a dignified and realistic style, capturing the weight of her years of service. On the other, whether it bears the intended royal shield or the erroneous Prince of Wales feathers, the reverse design speaks to the enduring symbolism of British heraldry. Each stroke and detail etched into the coin is a testament to the craftsmanship of the Royal Mint, an institution that has been striking coins for over 1,000 years. When holding a 2008 2 pence coin, one does not simply hold a piece of metal, one holds a tiny canvas where art, history, and national identity converge. The public fascination with this coin grew rapidly once its existence became known. Newspapers and magazines picked up the story, fueling a wave of interest. People across the UK began checking their pockets, wallets, and jars of change, hoping to stumble upon one of these ultra-rare coins. Stories emerged of lucky individuals who discovered a 2008 mule-era 2 pence in their spare change, only to later realize that they were holding a small fortune. The idea that something so rare and valuable could be hiding in plain sight captured the imagination of millions. Collectors often emphasize that the true value of a coin lies not only in its metal content, but in its story, its scarcity, and its demand. In all these respects, the 2008 2 pence coin excels. Its story intertwines with the history of Britain's coinage, its scarcity is undeniable, and the demand from collectors has driven its value to astronomical levels. It represents the thrill of discovery, the romance of numismatics, and the extraordinary hidden within the ordinary. Over the years, as more people became aware of the coin's rarity, prices in the collector's market began to soar. What might once have seemed like a curiosity grew into a sensation, with examples of the coin selling for staggering amounts at auctions. As the supply of verified mule-era coins dwindled, the value continued to climb, reflecting both its rarity and the growing interest in unique pieces of numismatic history. Some of these coins are now considered crown jewels within private collections, kept under lock and key, admired only by their fortunate owners. There is also a symbolic aspect to the 2008 2 pence coin's value. It reminds us that history often hides in the smallest of details, that even everyday objects can contain within them the power to astonish. Coins pass silently from hand to hand, exchanged without thought, yet one small mistake at the Royal Mint has turned an ordinary coin into an extraordinary treasure. It is a lesson in attentiveness, a reminder that value is not always measured by weight or appearance, but by rarity, story, and meaning. For the Channel Ultra Rare Coins history, this coin represents exactly the kind of discovery that keeps the passion for coin collecting alive. It embodies the magic of finding something precious where one least expects it, and the excitement of knowing that a tiny copper-plated coin could hold the power to change someone's life. And so, we arrive at the most thrilling part of this story, the question that lingers in every viewer's mind: what is the value of the 2008 Elizabeth II 2 pence mule-era coin today? After years of increasing interest, growing rarity, and heated competition among collectors, the coin has reached a valuation that almost defies belief. Though it may have once been worth only 2 pence, this extraordinary numismatic treasure now carries a price tag of an astonishing $18 million. That's right, $18 million for a coin that could once have been plucked from your change at the corner shop. The 2008 Elizabeth II 2-pence coin is more than just money. It is a legend, a treasure, a piece of history that connects the past to the present. It tells us that even the smallest objects can carry the grandest stories, and that sometimes, the most valuable treasures are the ones we overlook. It is proof that within the world of coins, the extraordinary is always waiting to be discovered.